Hey guys, thanks for tuning in Cut Into Wild. Today I have a northern shoveler. This is a hen. They're also called spoonies for obvious reasons by the shape of the bill on this duck. It's pretty cool. Like I said, this is a hen and I'm going to teach you how to breast it out. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to lay it flat. But first, it gets pretty messy. Usually I don't do this inside, but to show you all, I'm doing it here in my dungeon. But just to keep all the feathers in one place, I'm going to put this up here. It's really simple. All you do is you pull out all the feathers and you just pluck them out, and you're going to see that you're starting to get the skin to show underneath all those feathers, and you're just going to keep plucking it until you get close to it. Like I said, you could have kids do this if your kids want to help out. This is a perfect job for them. Can be a little tedious. Today, you could pluck out the whole bird, but like I said, for today's purpose, we're just going to learn how to breast it out and get it ready. You like to stick to your fingers. This one got shot up a little bit there, it looks like. I like to get as much off as I can right now. If you wait till you get the duck breasted out and you just have the breast to work on, it's harder to get those feathers out. When you have that whole duck, it's easier to hold it and pull everything out. As you can see, we're really getting somewhere here. We're almost done. Little shot right there. Another thing is always be really careful when you're eating duck and preparing duck, especially for other people. These ducks are taken a little different than they would in the grocery store. These are shot out of the sky. Steel shot is nothing fun to eat. Feel like you broke your tooth. But anyway, as you can see, I got this one pretty good. If you want to zoom in, Lindsay, you can see there is some real fine hairs still. What you're gonna do is once you get this breasted out, is you're gonna take a little torch or put it over your propane real quick and just singe all those hairs off. That way it's more presentable. If you eat a couple hairs, it's really not gonna bother you. When you buy chicken wings from the store, a lot of times you'll see those fine hairs on it anyway. It's not perfect, but it won't hurt you. So now that we got that out of the way, I like to lay it on its back and lay it flat. And you can see it's got that breastplate right there, right down the middle of it. It's really hard. And this is the end of the breastplate right there. You can put your finger here. And right here you got your two wing joints. And right here is where the neck starts. And there's a big bone up in here, and we're gonna cut around that. So like I said, there's a big bone that we're gonna come up with. You're gonna be able to see that once I cut into it. So you just slice into that as close as you can to the bone. Not a ton of meat on these, so you want to do the best you can. And so as you can see, we cut our first incision in there, trying to hug that breastplate in there. And then, you can do it one or two ways. You could, leave the skin on, or you could leave it off. I like to leave the skin on, and I'll tell you why later. But then I just kind of follow the rib cage. You can see right there, I put my knife underneath it, and I just kind of follow that down out the end, and then make a little incision right there as well before the wing joint, because you're gonna want to come around that, and you got a bone right there, so you're gonna go behind that. And really, you could almost pull these things off once you make that first incision, but for the purposes of keeping the skin on, I take more precautions and like to cut in there. So right there, you have one breast with the skin on. As you can see, it is a little shot up. Like I said, these are wild birds. They were shot out of the sky. There is a little bit of meat in there if you want to come out and get it. Not much there on that one. Sometimes you'll see if you don't cut it too close, it likes to stick behind, but that one is done pretty good. And you're just gonna do the same thing on this side. Cut all the way down, up to the neck. And then you're gonna follow the rib cage down. And then you can see I have that folded out. That's another way you can do it too, is just cut into it like that. See exactly what it is. See that wing joint? We wanted to stay away from that, which we did successfully. There's a little bit of feather sticking off. I'm just gonna make it easy and slice that off there. And that's what we're looking out for right there. Clean up anything. But there's your two duck breasts right there. As you can see, there's still those little fine hairs. We're gonna singe those off and get them nice and pretty. And the reason I like to leave the duck fat, the skin on, is because there's a skin and there's a layer of fat. It is thicker than you think it is. That's gonna give your duck a lot of flavor. It's like beef, I think. Beef provides a lot of flavor to the meat. Deer, you always wanna get that fat out. It'll turn waxy and everything like that. But duck fat's awesome. It's very flavorful, and it'll really make your duck that much better if you can keep it on. And as you can see, it's just as easy to keep the skin off as taking it off. So, and there you go. Thanks for tuning in.